Dr. Rock, would you please call the roll?
Here.
Here.
Here. At this time, would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to move on to item 1.3, which is the approval of the agenda. Mr. Joe, are there any additions to the agenda?
Yes, there is an addition. Public participation 1.4. We do have a visitor here today.
All right, so I would like to add item 1.4 as public participation to the agenda. Could I have a motion to approve this?
Yes, I would like to move that we add item 1.4, public participation, to the agenda for this week.
And I'll second it.
It has been properly moved and seconded. Dr. Rock, please call the roll.
Mrs. Gator?
Yes.
Mrs. Newman? Yes. Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes. Now can I have a motion to approve the amended agenda?
Chair.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Chair, I'd like to approve 1.3 on tonight's work session. Approval of the agenda, April 12th, 2023.
I'll second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Dr. Rock, please call the roll.
Mrs. Newman? Yes. Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mrs. Gator?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes. Approval of the agenda passes 4-0. Next, we will have item 1.4, public participation. Have we received any participation cards?
There was no cards back there, but we do not acknowledge Mr. Bryan is here.
Mr. Bryan, please come to the podium.
Good. How are
All
you?
right.
So I would like to first say I appreciate all the work that you all do as board members. It doesn't go unnoticed. Tough decisions you have to make. All the other things of the school district. I'm here about me an issue about us against each other. It's about us working together on behalf of our school. Because we are a bunch of paths that they will use for their life. I will be the first to tell you, I don't have the highest education. I don't have all the answers to all the problems. But what I do have is love for our students and community. And I lead with you. I'm the old guy who called me to do it. And I know some people get a basketball coach, but I'm way more than that. I'm the one that's constantly pointing to the cup market. And the cups are empty or half full. Empower them to know them believe that they can go to college for free if they're willing to put the work in. If you're watching closely, it's been happening. The reason my teams have been successful is I identify each young lady's strength and weakness and put them in the role that they will not only be successful, but also help the team become successful. And they all know their role, they become stars in their role. And I also teach the skills of part of this skill. When I was hired here, I was told it would be one team and one goal, and I stand on that. But when things come up and need to be addressed, I also stand on that. I resigned from here on September 16th. I called. Then I was informed a week or two ago the part-time report of the district, which doesn't make any sense because I never received any new hire paperwork, including W-4, which is my legal right to receive. So a couple of days ago, I asked Coach Swift, when do I get paid my stipend for basketball? And he said I should already have received. To my knowledge, I had. So when I asked the district board to call on my behalf, which they did, and they were told I received on the 17th of March. Come to find out, the district decided to use my old paperwork and accountants to send money to account that was no longer open. It was called me to lose $258. But because of the transaction, when I was told the district took out SRS, which I'm not sure why, because I don't think retiring or paying it to somebody on taxes without letting you choose my payments. And they took out that. As a coach, we already don't get paid enough. So to go from expecting $10.99 to receiving $50, coach stipend. To get $2,000 taken out of the stipend, not me. And I hadn't received anything short of money. I was still anything. I was told this is worth my money. And I have all three checks in my here with me also. Anybody can say. If I'm going to still be considered a part-time employee, I would like to go through the process of a new hire. I would like to pay hourly or salary, unless you are considered a seasonal employee, which makes more sense. Because the stipend doesn't need to work, that's city work. That has to be done after taxes, SERS, etc. And as much as I love coaching here, the time I invest for $3,000, I understand that nothing will change, but I also understand my decisions I have to make that nothing can change. I went from already saying we don't get paid enough as coaches. I don't know, y'all know, 28 days after our final game, we missed a lot. I believe that back in the gym every single day. I got kids in the gym right now, the coaches, be here, go straight to the so I'm not trying to take anybody's time, but I was just trying to figure out if the changes were made, why wasn't it? I said in my contract itself about that. And so till after it was time to be paid, I found out part-time employee. I never agreed to that. Who's to say I would agree to that every year? I just think when the decision was made, it should be communicated. It should have been I think we should have been told why the decision was made. So I just been left in a blind. I have all three checks in my pocket, 3 different checks. They sent out. There's no stuff telling me how much it went to SERS, how much went to tax, whatever else we sent. I'm just trying to get some understanding. That's all.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Bryan. Mr. Jolly, could we possibly authorize maybe an audit of Mr. Bryan's
I
family?
think Mr. Dr. Rock will.
Yeah, I'll just say this is the first time this, other than just from some questions that you did.
Yes, sir.
So Mr. Bryan wants to, we should talk directly if you want to talk. But also, any payment that is associated with a supplemental, these are called supplemental, we pay our coaches, that all goes through the school contract with the teachers. All those amounts are negotiated through that. And when you get one of those, whether you're an employee here or not, you're an employee then of the district. So those are not a 1099 event.
Well, I've been here 5 years. Every year, 7 years. I started working here.
If you did, that was an error. Yeah. Because if anything that's, the only way you would be a 1099 is if you were a company like Beyond the Field. You know how we have Beyond the Field for our students? That's a good one because it's like our sports students.
Mhm.
Beyond the Field is a company, and you'll pay the company.
Okay, so my first year, I did work in the district. Every year after that, I worked. I know my first year was every year after that, I worked for the school.
Yeah, that was an error. I mean, we don't want to go back and fix that. What we want to do is help you with whatever your questions are now. And part of that too is Mr. Swift puts in all the information comes to us with how the coaches understand. But I would like to talk to you directly instead of coming up here. This is like the first time I've seen it. But then again, anybody that's employed the district, we have to deduct taxes because you're in the area. We have to deduct for Social Security or SERS.
I think my question was, would it have become an employee of the district? This is all the first time. Even Coach Swift had no knowledge of it. I talked to him about it.
Yeah.
He didn't have no answer. So
You were an employee of the district the first day that you did that supplemental coaching, even if it was 5 years ago. But please give me a contact me and we can sit through this and make sure that you're satisfied with everything.
I just ended that what was asked so I can see where.
Yeah, every paycheck that goes out comes with a we'll reprint them for you.
So when can we arrange that meeting too? When can we arrange the meeting between you and Mr. Bryan?
If he wants to give me a call and we'll make the arrangement.
All right.
You have his number?
And I do want to talk about the salaries. The salaries are negotiated with the union. We are in negotiation next year. That's something that we would look to address.
think over the last every contract we went up on those like at least 2 to 3% per contract. So we are aware of where they are. Again, got more room to grow, and we will continue to because we want to attract the best coaches. We want to keep the best coaches. So we got to figure out a way to make it more attractive to maintain the best coaches. I think we went out and got the best coaches, so now we just got to figure out that process of raising the salary, getting the salary that is make it comparable to keep them. I do know that we do have some supplemental things that they can do, like gym time, which is, that costs a lot of money if you have to pay for it. But the salary does need to increase. So we'll work on it.
So Mr. Bryant, you can contact me via email with all your concerns, list them out, so I can research this, and then I'll reach out to you. We should have a meeting with you, myself, Mr. Jolly, and Mr. Smith. So we have everybody, and if there's something that you have a loss because of this, well, certainly I want to take a look at it. But give me a chance to research it. So if you could just give me an email.
And you do have his email address?
Yeah.
You know his name?
It's in the card.
Yeah, Mike Rock. Okay. You're welcome. Best of luck to you.
Hey, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. Next, we'll move on to item 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3 on our agenda. Could I have a motion to approve those 3 items?
Yes, I would like to move that we accept as a consent agenda items 2.1 through 2.3.
I'll second it.
It's been properly moved and properly seconded. Dr. Rock? No, I'm sorry. Is there any discussion? Mr. Jolly, could you fill us in?
Yeah, I
on each
do.
one of those?
I sent you an email earlier. These were time sensitive that we received. Culinary just qualified for the trip. Football was just bought, and then we received this MOU to offer free driver's training, and that was time sensitive. That's why they came to the board today.
Anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns? All right, Dr. Rock, can you please call the roll?
Yes.
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 Mr. Roberts.
Yes. Motion passes 4-0. Next, we will come to items 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3, which all fall under board projects. Today, instead of resolving these issues, we'll have brief discussions on them and move them into our May time. So first,
Construction.
this won't take long. I don't need this.
It's not going to take long.
It's right. So yeah, it won't take long. So first of all, our board projects. 3.1 is going to be our development of goals. So what I would like for us to do is all just take this as homework. Have we have a recap. We come back next month after we've read it and gone through it, and be ready to work through a new set of goals. 3.2, we will review and discuss board assessment samples. I think Member Gator provided us with samples to look through. So we as a board, once again, will look through those, have a thorough knowledge of them, and be ready to work on those next month. And 3.3, develop our board assessment tool. And after we've looked at the samples, have an understanding of those, then we'll develop and move on ours. All right.
May I add something?
Yes, ma'am.
So the way I understand this board assessment is going to be based off of the goals that are included in here, which is also, we didn't get to complete a lot of them or do the amount of work that we wanted to because COVID hit. So we're really going to be doing our assessment based on those goals and then ultimately coming up with new goals. So I'm putting that out there so that as you're looking at the samples, kind of keep that in mind. Some of the goals I think we met, like that first one, that you're looking at their building. But there's some others that probably need some additional work.
We're there.
We're there.
Just see.
Yeah.
We may need some new.
I think, yeah.
We need to look at some new.
Okay. Yep, that's all.
So
I was
we'll come
gonna
back.
add.
We'll come back prepared to discuss this thoroughly during our May work session. All right. Any questions, comments, or concerns about
No,
about
Mr.
item
President, I think Mimi's right. We started on this latter part of 2019. We, to my knowledge, we had touched on two of these. But, I think we left off a communication, but as Barbara said, that we would have to probably look at new goals and redo them. But yeah, I mean, it's a good start. And thank you, Mimi, for doing all this work and calling OSBA just to give us a guideline. I had reviewed most of. That's why when we came up to discussion, I said we could do self-evaluation. So this is a good start, though.
All right. So I'll look forward to working on this further during our May work session. Okay, and with that, I would like to move on to item 4, district update.
Yes, at this time, I'd like to bring up Doug and Sean, prayerfully to give you a positive update about construction. You know that we always have some type of challenges. I think that's expected in the work. We will rectify the ones best we can. I think Sean and his team are doing a good job of trying to get us to the finish line. Doug's assistance has been tremendous in monitoring and making sure that everything is being done. So I think the team is working together. I'm pretty sure they'll tell some of the challenges. There are some. But I believe that with Dr. Rock and his shrewd stewardship of the money, I think we'll get there. So.
No pressure. It's got to be all positive.
Right. Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So we don't have to discuss.
Okay.
Next time you say this, well, we wanted to give you an update.
Yes.
Give you a chance to have the loss of Sean and both been improved. So we have to answer some questions you might have. So this is kind of an update that we wanted to give you. Go forward, please. This is similar to what I gave last time as far as our plan. This guy said we are working very closely with Infinity to coordinate the move. We're going to have a phase move in as they finish construction. So those are some of the dates that we're looking at. We meet regularly. We're going to have detailed schedule how we can coordinate everything that has to happen. There's going to be quite a lot of activities. As Sean is finishing up the construction, he's moving through the building. They're addressing the issues as they're finishing them. They're starting to put furniture in, and then the district's going to start taking partial lines. Start moving in. There's some owner furnished items that we're going to be putting into the building and all of the furnishings. But our anticipated moving date is June 13th.
August 14th.
You're really scared.
That's positive.
June.
I was like, didn't we just have to
Write
2
that
hours ago?
down.
I will make a note of that. June 14th.
Change something?
While that's happening, we're going to start the pavement demolition of this high school. The demolition will be complete in August. We know that we're still going to have work going on in front of the building, so we're going to have construction fence up, everybody safe and separated, and then as we take occupancy, talk about circulation around the building, and then we'll finish the entrance and parking area.
Doug, real quick before we move on. Okay, so that part, the entrance and the parking part, that's going to be going through November. I'm guessing that's going to be happening on Northfield, correct? Okay, and what is our plan for what will be available for parking and buses and parents during that time frame?
We have a road that's going around the building, and right now we have the north parking lot that's due.
Mm-hmm.
That we've started to open for construction. So we work with the district to go ahead and put in a plan in place for the buses. And parent drop off will come in to the north entrance, to the north lot, and they'll be able to move around the building and then south. So everything, all the traffic will be allowed.
Okay.
Also, how we're going to address the drop off overflow park. And then during the demolition, part of the demolition package and signage. So we can kind of have wayfinding so we can direct them. Not only the aspect of the district personnel, but also
Maybe what we can do is that we can do like a PDF of the layout of that, so graphically you can see.
See it, okay.
Some of the map that
We need that.
district.
Yep.
There's an understanding. Old school, some people's perception is that you're 100% done.
Right.
You're not. You've taken down the old school, you still have all the site work, plus movement, but there will still be certain amount of construction activity taking place in the site portion as we complete that in November.
Okay.
23. So just to help on the perception, you know, what the board's expectations are before that's something that we develop and we kind of sharing with the city if we sit down with them and we look at one of the next steps to get our members occupancy, their understanding of egress, and then do the same with the district. So they understand how with their egress, we work very closely with downtown and together where the drop offs are and bus track.
It's going to be quite a challenge.
When I saw the 2-month gap in the dates, I was, that made me think,
Yeah.
okay, how
We are. It's going to be a challenge.
So the athletic field, I think you guys is working on that now.
That is correct.
It should be ready when?
we'll be having a game in August 4th.
26,
Your first football game is the 25th. I thought that was Friday.
25th.
25th.
Okay.
And then we're contractually obligated to have stadium court by August 4th.
Okay.
Fields and complete parking and access is going to be in September because it's kickoff grass grows.
Okay.
So technically you're going to have construction still in Warrensville, and you're going to have construction on Northfield, and you're going to have completed facilities
In the middle.
middle
Okay.
school, high school, and a football field, sort of in the donut hole, as I call it. So have the surrounding activity going on. So it's, as Mr. Jolly indicated, logistics become very critical and guarantee that we put a lot of man hours and a lot of conversations and multiple meetings to revise that and multiple plan that we have. So it's challenging, but we think it's very doable. But it's going to be confusing to people when you initially enter the facility and the complex and just seeing construction activity take place. You have a brand new school. So we're going to help in that regard of what the documents are and provide that to you to help the application process.
So, we wanted to have a ribbon cutting on the 19th, like in front of the stadium. So I just wanted to like do some type of ribbon cutting. I don't know if we get a path to the, so people will walk on the grass or something. I don't know, but we'll talk about it.
Artificial turf.
We'll add it into the thought process.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
Because I don't think people are gonna be able to walk on the track per
No.
se because they're pouring the track. The track got a cure and all of this stuff.
Right.
But we want to open the stadium before they play the first game.
Right.
You know, do some kind of formal celebration and say opening at Tiger Stadium, and just have a ribbon in front of it and cut it in front, like wherever the entrance is. Cut it and maybe have people go up in the bleachers. I don't know, because it's gonna be ways to go up in the bleachers. They can't go into on the grass on the. This will be our first time on artificial turf.
Right.
So it's a very history. Yeah, that's the target day because that's the the Saturday before
The first game.
first game. Yeah, so if it's any pathway we can get people to walk on the turf, I don't know. We'll talk about it, but if not, we'll just keep it confined to the outside. Yeah, because that's a historic. Our group never opened the stadium
Not at all.
ever, so this would be our first opportunity. I would like to do it before the game instead of doing it after the game. Doing it a week later.
Agreed.
Cut some. less than a 10-minute ceremony. You know, have some old football players come up.
Well, we gotta be old, man.
You have a free ticket. You don't have to pay. You built it. You got lifetime.
Oh yeah. Well, let's
We'll have your
Let me
picture.
know if you need a card. Sean.
Right.
We'll have your picture at the door. We'll have your picture at the door. You built it. So, and you did it fast.
And then we'll have John do it. That's like, you have some good news. For it, we did reconcile segment one. We knew that we had funds available. I was holding, but I thought we were on course. It did increase the total funds we had per segment. So right now we're looking at potential surplus of $600,000. We got a long way to go, and I know we will. That we can't anticipate. But this is all good news. Closer to the end. Now, with that being said, we're not getting all of it. Still a management contingencies within the project to handle items that are major issues. We do have a board request coming up next in 2 weeks for the demolition project. That was higher than we thought. We were able to reconcile that
Within the contingency.
Excuse me. So the last update that we got, I can't remember if it was you or for the elementary school, but we were talking about a deficit.
It was this one.
It was this one. So that deficit, we're at this point, we are okay.
We're okay. They reconciled some numbers, Dr. Rock and Doug reconciled some numbers, and we had the money to overcome that deficit.
So we didn't have to give up anything.
No, we didn't have to give up anything for this one.
We've had is to be closer to the end. There have been things that the district wanted to kind of help off to make sure that we can kind of get occupancy and get everything up. And so we have within the budget we're able to manage some of the contingencies from that area. Back to the plan, some money for segment one to help out.
Okay.
So in other words, we reviewed the actual cost of building both the elementary school, and Doug had like projected cost. Because now it's the elementary school's done, over with, so now I have the final numbers. So I had a number that was lower than what Doug had, so that created budget for Doug's head.
So Dr. Rock, you know, at the last meeting, I was concerned about the school board.
Yeah, we still should be concerned about that.
We still?
Don't we have to, Doug?
So here's the thing with the scoreboards in the gym. We reduced the scoreboards from those video boards. Those are the video boards. The video boards cost about $120,000 to get to just have regular scoreboards. Like we have one like we have now that not like we have now, they way updated. But a regular scoreboard with just time and scored, and another scoreboard with time and with stats. Then we have the center ball scoreboard in the middle. Outside, what scoreboard we got? We got a regular scoreboard. We don't have a video board. Those are while we were trying to conserve the money we didn't want to spend. We thought we was at a deficit, so we didn't extend to put that 120, 130. We still got that planetarium that we don't have in because the cost is what $600,000. I think. How much was it cost that? Like $600 for the planetarium. So, in being conservative, we're trying to get to this point where we are now that we can start buying things we want.
But there's still possible. Other things that we need to be concerned about.
Right.
Some things that we want. So you can imagine, you gotta get occupancy, you gotta get everything squared away, and then what else can we have on top of that? We're trying to be very diligent about what needs to be done by our contractors while we have on site. without putting us in a position if something comes up that we're not aware of, this thing happens. So we don't have a place to do it.
And I think the whole goal is not action guys with money on the general fund to finish.
Yes.
That's the whole goal. It's not to come back and say we need $1 million from the general fund. We don't, you know, it's with the expected cuts, with the ESSER and things like that. We don't want to come back with that. So that's why we're trying to manage this to the end.
I get that, because you're saying once ESSER is gone, we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna cover some of those.
It's gonna be
those
different. Yeah,
losses.
it's gonna be different. So the more we can serve, no, we're looking long term. So we're trying to serve on this side so that it doesn't affect us as much. But then if we spend a meal or two here, it will affect us on the other side. So protecting the education part on that side, making sure we get what we want, but being very diligent on what we spend the money on. So of course we need the walkway from that's a canopy between the rec center and the school.
Mm-hmm.
Now we cut that back. That was like $300,000 early because they was gonna put air conditioning on that in there.
Yep.
Well, we couldn't do it because again, there's other things that we needed in the project. So now we're gonna come back to that as part of this $600. Get that in. And I might not come to the spring. It probably won't come to the spring or late winter. I don't know.
23.
Yeah.
24.
We throw the scoreboards in until the gym scoreboard. That's like maybe about 40,000, 50,000, something like that for that.
But it's not the video ones. It's just
Not the video ones.
Okay. The only reason I'm kind of with Barbara on the video ones, but I'm thinking from the standpoint of us getting exposure, maybe getting some of those tournaments that we're hosting at our school. But I also see the importance of making sure that we have the funds available to make sure that the educational needs are addressed. So,
and I think we can always upgrade. They're already wired for it.
Yeah.
So if we could get like a sponsor, I mean, we tried to go after some sponsors, but we can always replace them.
We did go after.
We try. I mean, informal conversations with Amazon and others. We haven't got any bites on putting the scoreboard up. I know Mr. Swift and them were trying to talk to Pepsi to try to see. So it's not over, but we really would. A lot of schools do get those donated. We haven't been successful with this. Right, and the cost is just the cost of those scoreboards are high. Way.
Especially out here.
You said $143.
Yeah, that was for one. That was for one, right? Like 140, 122, something like for one. It was crazy.
You got it?
Well, I'm going to get on and let's have somebody sponsor that.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have their name.
They could have their name and everything on that.
I really think that's something that maybe we could look at a little bit further, is really try to be a little bit more aggressive about going after sponsorships. With some of the more major companies, not just in Warrensville, but outside of Warrensville too.
Okay, I would really love to see we had somebody sponsor something. We went after the Browns for the field. We tried to go after the Browns. We didn't get any traction.
Did you go after individual Browns players?
No.
No, I'm so serious because there's a couple of them that are from the area. I would think that they would be interested even if they went in. All right. Well, I think that's something we should discuss at some point to see if we can come up with.
We went the route that Cleveland went, East Cleveland went to try to connect. We couldn't get any traction. We tried because they paid for the field. That would have been another $800,000 back in our pot if we could have got them to help sponsor that. But I ain't getting any traction. We have multiple meetings, and we at the same place we were after the first.
Okay.
So we have two more requests there. First, Chief is going. 2 weeks we'll have high school probably July. We'll have the John Lee thing. Then
Oh, sure. Right now, I'm gonna just go back to the overall schedule. Been doing this for 43 years now. I can actually see and I can visualize where we're going when that happens. So, I'm confident. And it's and I don't like to jinx myself, but I just feel that there's always struggles that you face going forward. I can see it. So, on an overall basis. Our first area of turning over is what I call area A, which is the high school, and the final throws finishes right now. We're going to be doing final cleaning the first week of May. Furniture's going to show up May 8th. We're going to start putting furniture in the school. So, and area A also includes the auditorium. The auditorium is again a phase completion. There'll be more in June time period. More elaborate finishes, and manufacturing issues. It's like it be every day, but the products take a little longer to get. We're getting them, get it in. We're focused on the quality again. Something we've been at for 50 plus years. So, I got to fight a little bit extra week, fight an extra week, make sure that it's done. In the time period that it puts ability to move in. So, but it's going to be a good water. Really the gyms, the athletic portion, our gym bleachers for both high school and middle school are going in. We're wrapping that up. We got some minor issues that we're going through in regards to those areas, but they're moving toward completion. So feel very confident with those. I don't know if there's any photos you want to share. Just give me a slide. Yeah, what I call area C, and it's part of the multiple area, which is pretty much your middle school. It does have your high school dining. I incorporated it and I got it into 2 components. But basically your middle school will be the 3rd phase of completion. And the date that I have is late May. That we'll finish that. We'll do that final cleaning. And furniture will start moving in the schedule for furniture. Really what's our last link of closure and completion, which is going to be late July, early August, is going to be finalizing the architectural things that I call the butterfly thing. Spent a lot of time during the whole construction and the design phase of that. It's going to be a beautiful feature, but beautiful features have beautiful components, metal panels that are very lengthy time period to get, and we're getting them, and we're securing things when they're going in, but it's going to take a little longer to complete the entrance. But my God, when we have that ribbon cutting in August, it's going to be beautiful. So, but it's coming along. Our buildings enclosed, it's weather tight. I had a couple minor leaks, we've been able to address those, and that entrance is coming together. So really, when we take down the existing school and you open it up, it's going to be a lot better. So you'll be able to see the road. It'll be above that's line.
You haven't invited throughout some state photos because they have started new way at the mountains.
We've made great God this week, so taking advantage of that with weather. We are really pushing to have all of our sub-grade work heads, all our initial grading, all our storm utilities, and I just had to dust myself off because I've been out there in the field and some soil-related issues like parking lot and the fire lane access. You need that for temporary access as we go forward. You get trucks in and out, but I'll probably you're going to probably see home grandstands. I was just talking to the grandstand contractor. He doesn't want to come late. He wants to come 2 weeks earlier. So we've made arrangements that we're going to start home grandstands foundations on April 24th. So I didn't tell you guys that. I just had a conversation before I came over here.
Wow.
Awesome.
So we are, and of course it's like, okay, I made a couple phone calls. We were able to make that adjustment and we're ready and we're going to start. So you're going to start seeing that's foundations. So you're not going to see it in the ground, but as soon as those go in, we can start getting
structures up and start putting some of those things in. But we're moving in earnest. As far as material procurement, we have every material. That's the hard part with building fields is that it's like in springtime. It's April, May, June, April, May, but after around here, we all live in this.
Yeah, I know.
So your guess is as good as mine. So I count on and pray for some dry weather. We're taking advantage of what we have right now. We moved everything to what you're looking at is the loading dock for that's actually close to our trailers on the south part of the site. That's the back entrance of your new middle school, high school entry. That line goes right to the left of where the field is. Those photos look like they were taken weeks ago. It's totally different than it is right now. Since last week, it's very interesting. The amount of activity that we've been able to accomplish in that area.
Sean, quick question about the where the fields are. We had that meeting with the Alameda residents, a while ago. How much longer will the mounds be there?
Well, one of those mountains is there right now.
Okay, great.
The other is the topsoil mound.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll probably start spreading topsoil in May.
Okay.
So it's going to start slow.
So not much longer.
Okay. Not much longer. Yeah. So we still might be incorporating some mounds, but not to the level of height due to the excess soils that we might have because we're excavating. We were surprised when we did the abatement demo package for the high school. I actually have a cut of about 5,000 cubic yards that I wasn't anticipating that storing. So 5,000 cubic yards, take 100-foot long, 40-foot high, that's what 5,000 cubic yards would look like. So we're trying to figure out what we do because we want to pay to take those things offsite. We want to try to incorporate it, but not make mountains of it.
Right, exactly.
Dramatically, we were stockpiling as much dirt as we could because it was extremely important to have dirt as much dirt as we could because we generate on site and minimize the cost. Trucking it. We don't want trucking it. Get a big stuff.
All right.
On the left there, you have the picture. So that's the north wing of the butterfly. And that's right at the entrance to the high school. The picture doesn't really give it any justice, but when you look at it, it's going to be a beautiful picture. The west facade of A, that's your high school section. That's on the west side that's facing the athletic complex. Beautiful exterior work. And that's coming along. And then again, we got first area.
And that's where the stadium features.
Mm-hmm.
Your east facade of A, the typical classroom. So, you can see.
So this is the education. And look at that classroom. Really the work that remains is the board or security on the lighting up in place. And we have to maintain the digital displays rather than adding.
Right, we're hold off of the next temporary protection of the floor. So, my protection floor. So to make sure that we did due diligence so that your finished product is the quality there. Yeah, that's not the finished floor.
I thought they were pop roots for a minute.
Yeah, right.
Right, they can.
It's there.
Very nice.
There's a corridor that you're looking at again in your high school section up top of the left corner, lower left. That is the hallway between the three-story high school and then what starts to transition into the athletic section. If you follow that corridor all the way out to the end of the administration, we got the east space, the front of the building, the butterfly. So that's a whole bank of lockers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Upper right corner is your esports area, and that has a view
So that is the tile work that's going in on that. Beautiful. Next time. Middle school media center, the school corridor. Right now, as I say, the middle school, we got a lot of rough work, rough finishes that are done. We have all our MVPs complete, so right now it's if you're looking at that middle school media center, that's your middle school dining media area for the community. You got drywall soffits, none of the ceilings are in. You got to completing the drywall soffits. You have to paint it. Once they're painted, then you put the ceiling in. So there's a lot of open areas, but they're a lot longer. They're a lot farther along than the middle school entrance. That's what we're tying into the existing science wing, and that's our last area of completion for that, along with the science wing. This work that we need to do based on the demolition of the existing school that is the entrance before it's both your student dining, that is middle school student dining, and that is facing your music area, so your stage area for your music area, and then stuff. So that's it. It's basically your dining space. Some of the lockers, showers, on the top pictures, that's in your athletic section of the building. That's called area B. Your service line, that is in the kitchen area. Serving separates between the middle school dining and high school dining, and that tile work is going in along the corridor to the right, down there, and that same corridor is where our walk-in cooler, walk-in freezer are. We're going to deliver kitchen equipment on parts equipment start going in. We have everything. Better to start with it installed. Your auditorium, yep, so there's your stage area, so all your rigging in your stage, for your lighting, ring lighting, will send you to the right stage area. The lower left hand corner, that gives you somewhat of a picture of what the auditorium looks like, top picture, but it's, painting operation is proceeding. There's the catwalk system. We started, the lights are in, paving's going in. We need to get the walls painted. We're waiting on some panels that are really fine. Really bad. We have the seats in Europe. We got them stored on site. Don't have the material. We don't have any place in every car. So, yes.
In.
Right.
Good deal. Very nice.
Very. I'm liking this.
You walk in, wow, it's gonna be beautiful. So, no problem.
Hold you to that.
No problem.
I have no questions. Thank you.
Board, any questions?
Nope.
All right,
I'm
it's
good.
concerned.
No, I'm good.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much.
All right, appreciate you guys.
The groundbreaking for this facility will be September 2nd.
For what facility?
For the middle and high school.
So what was August 19th? That was just a field?
For the
That's
stadium.
the field.
Okay, gotcha.
Then we'll do the stadium on September 2nd. That's on
Labor
Labor
Day
Day
weekend.
weekend. That's what we've been
Like the
trying.
Friday before or so.
It's the Saturday, right?
Saturday
Before
Friday.
school starts.
Okay.
School starts on a Tuesday. So we try to do things on holidays. I know people go out of town, but we seem to capture more people when we do it on holiday weekends. So that's why we choose those weekends. But again, if the board has any issue with that date, it's early enough for us to change.
I know.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
I
That's why I'm putting them out in April. So we got plenty of time to make changes. Because we put it out in April. So that's where we are.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro. All right. All right, board. That actually concludes tonight's agenda. Do we have a motion?
Yes, I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
When we go,
Meeting adjourned.
Yes, ma'am.
what day? Can we set up a day
For the seniors.
for the senior, but I want.
Senior tour.
I didn't get a tour before.
Yeah, the
everybody.
seniors.
Okay.
Well, let me know when you do it. I might join you guys.
Oh, okay.
Unless they gonna be
You wanna
walking
do it
real
in the
slow.
summer?
Yeah, I want to do it before the kids go back to school.
I wanna
Alright.
get, are you in the office the rest of the
But
week?
during the week,
You in the office the rest of the week? Well, at least you'll be here. I wanna get
Rest of
my,
the day. Look, I can do it
You want to come here?
any day.
I
I'm
just wanna
off.
get my, stuff